Islam. I'm Rhonda Arrington-Bey. It's August the 18th, 2018, and I'm about to read the Holy Quran. Well, actually, before I read the Holy Quran, I'm going to read Moorish literature. It's August the 18th, 2018. I am an American extended stay with my son Imani-Bey and my other son Abbas Malik Bey. We do video recordings in our home of us reading and other demonstrations of us healing or what we experience as we correct our status as Moorish Americans, and that is that's the process of getting back into the U.S.A. constitutional fold by reclaiming a nationality as Moors in this landmass, northwest of Mexico. I learned different government agencies of our changing status, receiving an ancestral name of Bey or Ali, correcting our social security cards. This is what we have to do, and passport. These are the things Moorish Americans have to do in this landmass to navigate as divine beings. First thing I'm going to do in doing that is natural divine beings. We reclaim our Moorish nationality. My son Imani-Bey and I, Rhonda Arrington-Bey, in the year 2015 with Moorish American National Republic. But that was just the beginning. Now we have to go through the steps of correcting our state IDs, our social security cards, passports, birth certificates. Okay, we have been continuing to study and read through the years, as we did before we reclaimed our Moorish nationality. We were studying before, and we're studying now. Allah's great. So I'm going to read Moorish literature. It's called Moorish Customs Ball. It says, so the enthusiastic was the reception of the customs worn by the Moorish Americans during this parade, that the members of the Moorish Science Temple have decided to have a different times what they will call a Moroccan custom ball. This affair will be had shortly after the holidays, about New Year's Eve. The Prophet consented that this could be for the entertainment of the members. Other groups of people in the city have been using the dress of our forefathers and imitating them, all but the olive hue they cannot get. During the Moorish convention, more than 1,500 Moroccans customs were rented to Europeans who had seen the program and knew the Moors were to have a custom parade. But nevertheless, we were successful in obtaining through certain Asiatic custom dealers all the customs we wanted. The Moorish costume ball will be among the first of such giving, where an idea is put forth that has to do with the origin of the millions of people in this country, who can trace their ancestors back to the illustrious founders of civilization. It will remind the descendants of these people of the time when their forefathers were the main people to spread the most progressive ideas of civilization. The fact they saved civilization many times. When more barbaric tribes from the north were ravishing all countries, they were permitted to enter. It was the forefathers of the Moorish Americans and their near kin that saved the historic records that were threatened during the days when the burning of libraries was a fad for the despotic soldiers. These custom balls will be much looked for and appreciated. Islam. And that's Moorish custom balls from Moorish literature. Okay. The next book I'm reading is on one of our state papers. It's the Holy Quran Circle 7. I am on chapter 31. Yep, I'm on chapter 31. The peace of society is called the Holy Instructions from the Prophet, Justice. The peace of society depends on justice. The happiness of individuals on the safe enjoyment of all their possessions. Keep the desires of thy heart, therefore, within the bounds of moderation. Let the hand of justice lead them aright. Cast not an evil eye on the goods of thy neighbor. Let whatever is his property be sacred from thy touch. Let no temptation allure thee, nor any provocation excite thee, to lift up thy hand to the hazard of his life. Defame him not in his character, bear no false witness against him. Corrupt not his servant to cheat or forsake him. And the wife of his bosom, O tempt not to sin. It would be a grief to his heart, which thou canst not relieve, an injury to his life, which no reparation can atone. I must read this again. It says, the peace of society depends on justice. The happiness of individuals on the safe enjoyment of all their possessions. Okay, this is dealing with possessions. Keep the desires of thy heart, therefore, within the bounds of moderation. Let the hand of justice lead them aright. Cast not an evil eye on the goods of thy neighbor. Let whatever is his property be sacred from thy touch. Let no temptation allure thee, nor any provocation excite thee to lift up thy hand to the hazard of his life. Defame him not in his character. Bear no false witness against him. Corrupt not his servant to cheat or forsake him. And the wife of his bosom, O tempt not to sin. It will be a grief to his heart, which thou canst not relieve, an injury to his life, which no reparation can atone. In thy dealings with men, be impartial and just, and do unto them as thou wouldst they should do unto thee. Be faithful to thy trust, and deceive not the man who relieth upon thee. Be assured it is less evil in the sight of Allah to steal than to betray. Oppress not the poor, and defraud not of his hire the laboring man. When thou sellest for gain, hear the whispering of conscience, and be satisfied with moderation. Nor from the ignorance of thy buyer take any advantage. Pay the debts which thou owe, for he who gave thee credit relieth upon thy honor, and to withhold from him his due is both mean and unjust. Finally, O son of society, examine thy heart, call remembrance to thy aid, and if any of these things thou hast transgressed, make a speedy reparation to the utmost of thy power. Islam. Okay. The next book I'm going to read is the Holy Quran. Once again, I'm Rhonda Arrington-Bey. I'm going to start off. We are taught as Moors to read, when we read the Quran, always start off with the opening and then read the chapters as Moorish Americans in our faith. So okay, the opening. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Master of the Day of Requital. Thee do we serve, and thee do we beseech for help. Guide us on the right path, the path of those upon whom thou hast bestowed favors, not those upon whom wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray. Islam. Now I'm going to read chapter 103. It's called The Time. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. By the time, surely man is in loss, except those who believe and do good, and exhort one another to truth, and exhort one another to patience. The time. Okay, that's the end of that chapter 103. It says, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. By the time, surely man is in loss, except those who believe and do good, and exhort one another to truth, and exhort one another to patience. Islam. 104. The Slanderer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Woe to every slanderer, defamer, who amasses wealth and counts it. He thinks that his wealth will make him abide. Nay, he will certainly be hurled into the crushing disaster. And what will make thee realize what the crushing disaster is? It is the fire kindled by Allah, which rises over the hearts. Surely it is closed in on them in extended columns. Islam. Okay, that's 104. Now I'm going to read chapter 103, the Elephant. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Hast thou not seen how thy Lord dealt with the possessors of the elephant? Did he not cause their war to end in confusion, and sent against them birds and flocks, casting at them decreed stones. So he rendered them like straw eating up. And it says, hast thou not seen how thy Lord dealt with the possessors of the elephant? Did he not cause their war to end in confusion, and send against them birds and flocks, casting at them decreed stones? So he rendered them like straw eaten up. Now I'm going to read chapter 106, the Karash. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. For the protection of the Karash, the protection during their journey in the winter and the summer. So let them serve the Lord of this house, who feeds them against hunger and gives them security against fear. Islam. Thank you, Allah, for keeping my son Abbas Malik Bey's mind strong, stable, healthy. Islam. Ameen. The protection during the journey in the winter and the summer. So let them serve the Lord of this house, who feeds them against hunger and gives them security against fear. Islam. Ameen. Now I'm going to read chapter 107, Acts of Kindness. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Hast thou seen him who believes religion? That is the one who is rough to the orphan and urges not the feeding of the needy. So woe to the praying ones who are unmindful of their prayer, who do good to be seen and refrain from acts of kindness. Islam. Ameen. Now I'm going to go back and read 102, chapter 102. That's where I stopped last time. The abundance of wealth. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Abundance diverts you until you come to the graves. Nay, you will soon know. Nay, again, you will soon know. Nay, would that you knew with a certain knowledge. You will certainly see hell. Then you will see it with certainty of sight. Then on that day you shall certainly be questioned about the boons. Okay, Islam. So I'm going to stop there with this video. It's August the 18th, 2018. Islam. I'm Rhonda Arrington-Bey. And that was the Holy Quran.